Good evening, everybody. And if I can have everybody's attention just for a few minutes. We'd like to welcome you to the reopening of our Visitor Information Center here in San Francisco. It's a real great occasion for us. We're very pleased to see the transformation from what the center used to look like to what it looks like today. It's really a much more welcoming environment. It's a much more contemporary environment, and I think it's a much better front door for visitors who come into San Francisco. Many visitors, especially international visitors, get off the BART from the airport right there and come here as their very first stop looking for information about San Francisco. We get over 400,000 people who come here a year to learn more about what to do and what to see in San Francisco. And I think the changes, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, have really transformed this. It's made it much more contemporary. It's brought the feeling of the city of San Francisco and the region into the building. And it's a much more positive experience for us, for the visitors, and for our volunteers who spend very much time here, really being the ambassadors to San Francisco, to the world. So I'd like to introduce right now the mayor, who has been a great partner with the hospitality industry. In fact, this whole project, without the city and county of San Francisco, could not have been done, with a number of different departments that have really helped to make this area and Holiday Plaza better, helped to make this visitor center a more positive experience, and will continue to work in partnership to make the area more welcoming, more friendly for visitors. So it's my pleasure to introduce Mayor Lee, who is a leader not only of San Francisco and the city around the world, but really a tremendous ambassador to what we're all about. He understands the hospitality industry. He was a leader in the expansion of our Moscone Expansion District that just was approved last February. So let's give him a round of applause for that leadership. And thank him for everything that he does, not only for the hospitality community, but for the people and citizens and visitors to San Francisco. Mayor Lee.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you for your leadership as well. You and the board have just been fabulous. You know, San Francisco, I get to talk about everywhere I go, whether it's in Cork, Ireland, or Paris, or Washington, D.C., or pretty soon I got to go to Baltimore. What a downer. Got to eat their crab. Anyway, it's all in great jest that I say to you that, again, this is a 16 million person visit every year to San Francisco. Just millions and millions of dollars are spent by our visitors in this city. And so we have to keep it beautiful. We have to keep it updated. We have to keep it informative. And we got great partners that have learned over many decades that this is the heart of our business, tourism. So the hotels, some of the greatest hotels in the world are here in San Francisco, and they'll be welcoming all the people that come for 55 days of sailing this summer, right, Kiri? And, you know, event after event finds its way to San Francisco and the Bay Area because they know we know how to host this. And I want to, again, welcome in Bob Linsheet from our Chamber of Commerce, because he's learning very quickly how wonderful this place is. And how we do things, and how we do things successfully, is you identify our challenge, and you get really bright, creative minds like Joe D'Alessandro and Dave Nettleman, and you start working with the Union Square BID, and all of a sudden you discover Mohammed Nuru, who is fearless in helping everybody be successful. Then you find an insider like John Updike to get the leases going. You get all these discoveries of people in the city like John Noguchi, who's been there year after year, kind of operating the whole Convention Visitor Center. And you start putting everything together more and more, and each year it gets better and better. And by God, when you see success, there are so many examples of our success in working together and cooperating together that you get a whole hotel group of owners together, and they're paying for an expansion of the convention center that's going to make us world-class competitors with places that we've been losing out because of the size. So they know how to get things done, and they know that our city is very much acknowledging that this is the most important employment center, the tourism center for the city. It continues to be. We have natural beauty, but we also have beauty because we all work together to get that great experience going. And then for this center to be refurbished, both technology-wise, space-wise, and then to add even better things like made in San Francisco. I gotta say that, because for me, I got to talk about made in San Francisco in Cork, Ireland. I got to talk about it in Paris. I'm gonna talk about it beginning tomorrow night, the day after when I arrive in Beijing, that we're really on our way to kind of manufacturing beautiful, wonderful things that people can take with them, that they are looking for all the time. I got those inquiries. What do you make in San Francisco? Because for example, the middle class in China, they got money to spend. They're investing all over the world. I want them to invest right here and use the opportunity along with the other 400,000 visitors that come through here, Joe, to take advantage of the exposure that Made in SF and Katie and everybody associated with the movement here, that we can have more of the products, more of the accessories, more of the things that they want to have as memories, but also make ongoing connections with us. I want to thank all the volunteers that are working here because, you know, you do it for love of the city. If the visitors who speak multiple different languages walk in and they don't get a smile from a volunteer who isn't earning a lot of money but loves the city, then they're gonna not spend more money or not feel appreciated. And we know that. All of us in the service industry knows it's not just a smile. You care about who are coming here. This is why we needed to invest in looking at this future of the Holiday Plaza. We're working with Webcor. We're working with Gensler to try to redesign even better improvements here, above ground as well as down here at this level, so that you just see constantly people utilizing the space in the highest level of appreciation for the city. So we've got a lot of things to celebrate tonight, including this opening, but I want to emphasize it would not happen without everybody reaching out to each other within the city, stakeholders in the neighborhoods, in our small businesses, in our hotels, the most successful areas of our city, and saying, let's all work together for an even more improved vision of what we can do for our visitors. That's going to enhance everybody's visit. That's what turns one visit into 5 visits with the same person. It turns someone who comes here by themselves, and then they bring their families, or they bring their cousins, or they meet up with friends here in San Francisco. And this is what it's all about. This is what I care about, and I know that I will continue trying to do the things at the mayor's office that support this effort, talking about it, quoting the statistics to the Board of Supervisors, and they know that tourism is still the heart of what we do, and then continuing to improve from here all the way to Market Street. Pretty soon, I'm not supposed to announce things like this because they're not done yet, but I'd like to announce things that are not finalized yet because they get people excited about what else people want to do. Market Street's going to get free Wi-Fi by the end of this year. I assure you of that. And because it's companies like AT&T are recognizing, gosh, look at all the things we're doing on Market Street. And I said, well, let's find a way to thank everybody's investment on Market Street. Let's get free Wi-Fi going on the plazas and all along, all the way, so that we honor people's investments and honor all of the work that they're doing to recreate and reestablish Market Street as the greatest street in San Francisco. And then we'll work on many of the other corridors that also want our attention. And as Joe has done with SF Travel, reinvite and reignite all the aspects of San Francisco for people to visit and experience, to eat different foods, to do different things. This year is going to be an incredible year. Exploratorium opens next month. Kick off America's Cup. Giants are going to be back pursuing another great season. And then you've got, in addition to all of that, you have what is it, the latest, the Bay Lights. You know, an incredible, innovative spirit that causes everybody to say, how can you do that? What do people spend $8 million putting up LED lights for? And then you get that incredible mastery of technology to go with art. These are the things we do to celebrate. I love this city more and more, even though I'm working our toenails down to make it better. You turn around and you say, it's all worth it. It's really worth the sweat and the blood and the tears, because at the end of the day, everybody loves the city even more, and I know you all appreciate that as well. So thank you for working together. Thank you for going beyond established boundaries. Thank you for just reaching out to each other and asking for help, and then figuring out and giving solutions rather than just re-articulate problems, as I think in the past we all used to do, so that we don't take the person on the sidewalk and say, we got a problem, and we got a problem, we got a problem. We're doing something about it. We're working with Devin Duffy. We're working with everybody to make things better, and we got more partners. They're showing up on Market Street, in the buildings, in the historic buildings. They're building new buildings. 3,300 residential units being constructed on Market Street as we speak. 10 technology companies, 1 venture capitalist. And Lisa, that's just 1, and we need 10 more venture capitalists on Market Street. Anyway, this is a big way of saying thanks, everybody, for working together. Another great center here, and we're going to make sure this center flowers with all the other things and plans that we have. Thank you, everybody, working together.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Lee, for your leadership. Today I was with representatives from the National Football League looking at San Francisco for site for the Super Bowl, and they had commented in awe about so much is going on in this city. They said, I haven't seen this many cranes in an American city in such a long time, and the development going on. So it's very exciting. And Mayor, I wasn't able to join you in Cork, but I do want to say that I will join you to our most important sister city, and that's Assisi in Italy. So when we're ready to go, I'm there with you. But thanks again for your leadership and taking the city to a new direction and preserving its past and celebrating its present and making sure its future is as strong as everything else. So let's give Mayor Adlia another round of applause. So now I'd like to introduce you to my other boss, and that is the board chair of San Francisco Travel Association, who is also the board chair of the Union Square Business Improvement District and the general manager of the Grand Hyatt on Union Square, and that is Mr. David Nadelman.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Mayor Lee, for, again, all of your support, for your leadership. It's such a great time to be in San Francisco. Tourism is just humming, and that's due to your efforts and your administration's efforts, so thank you very much. Joe, you as well, and San Francisco Travel. As Joe mentioned, I kind of wear 3 hats here, but I'm standing kind of right in the middle of my world. Union Square Business Improvement District, working very closely with Karen Flood and the tremendous work that they're doing down here. Joe D'Alessandro with San Francisco Travel and the tremendous work he and the rest of the board and his administration is doing in San Francisco. And of course, due to Mayor Lee's efforts, it's a great time for tourism and to be a general manager in this great city. So thank you. Visitor Improvement Center. I'm the Visitor Information Center. But you know what? It was a Freudian slip because it improved tremendously. And it couldn't be in a greater location, right? So it's right next to the BART station. So all of the visitors that come into San Francisco from the airport stop right there, and then they come in here for information on things to do in the city. It's tremendous for me to be a general manager because I have concierge, but the volunteers and the people that are here are an extension of the concierge. And giving the information to all of the visitors that come in and make this a world-class city and really visit all the areas, the restaurants, the attractions, and everything else that the city has to offer. I want to thank, again, San Francisco Travel, because they're the ones who market tourism. #1 industry in San Francisco, and again, I want to thank you. I want to thank the volunteers. As Mayor Lee had said, gosh, you're the ones that truly breathe life into this city. And you give out the information with just such authentic and genuine hospitality to all the visitors that visit us from around the world. And they go back and they tell their friends who tell their friends to come again to one of the best cities in the world, San Francisco. Thank you.
Thank you, David. And in conclusion, a couple of things. One, we have a little game we're playing over here that we encourage you to do it. We talked about our staff and our volunteers who are wearing yellow ribbons that say staff on it. Go around and meet them. They are really opening the doors for San Francisco. Write their names on the little piece of paper you can find over there. Put it in the silver bucket and you have the opportunity to win some prizes. These volunteers speak Cantonese, English, French, German, Greek, Hindu, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Mandarin, Portuguese, Spanish, Tagalog, and Vietnamese. So they really help welcome the people to our door. And a couple of things I just want to point out. The main changes here. When you used to walk in here, you'd bump into a whole bunch of brochure racks in a very traditional, old-fashioned visitor information center. When the real experts were not necessarily the brochures, but those staff and volunteers who shared their information and passion. What we did was we put the brochures against the walls and brought the volunteers and the staff out to the middle, so that when the people came in, they really needed to understand what was going on, what was the heart and soul of the city. To meet the geniuses, they found them in front, in the middle, around the visitors. So that was an important change. We don't always have a DJ out here. Many times we have volunteers and staff who are actually interchanging with the visitors. So another feature that we're really proud of is the technology. We'll have touch screens around here so people can get instant information if they want to. As the mayor said, we have SF-made products over here in a pop-up store. We'll have more in the future as we continue. We have these two wonderful maps back here, the one of San Francisco and its neighborhoods and the one in Northern California. And it's amazing how many of our, especially international volunteers, want to get their pictures taken in front of these maps as part of souvenirs about what they remember in San Francisco. So really proud of this center. We encourage you to spread the word, and thank you for your partnership. Thanks to Ginsler and all the other staff and members of the community that really helped put together. And thanks for coming tonight, and enjoy the rest of the reception. Thank you.